Good evening, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This is Miss Yaakov coming straight from that Spiker Star, aka the Messenger, aka the Virgo Goddess, aka the Daughters of Zion, aka that Topaz Gem, Sapphire. Hey, listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Miss Yaakov is trying to say. Remember, I'm just an outsider looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see, okay? But dig this here. The name of this is called Unpopular Opinion. Did they really?
Islam, and in 638 the Arabs occupied Jerusalem, and the Jews thought that the Arabs would hand it over to them. The Arabs didn't. They kept it for themselves, and they built their own myth. They built their own Jerusalem myth of Muhammad going to ascending to heaven from Jerusalem. Once you quit God, we're all four sinners. But once you quit God, you're in the realm of lies. You go straight into the realm of lies. Because Satan is the father of lies. He's a murderer from the beginning and so on. The Jews created Islam, and in 600...
Did they really? You want to know what? I had just did a couple of videos, talking and mentioning something similar to what this individual was saying about them creating Islam. The only difference with me was I specifically said that a lot of them have ties and a lot of them is shaking hands with the enemy. Okay, and I also said that a lot of them not only is shaking hands with the enemy, but a lot of them are pretending to be something that they're not. Okay, they're masquerading around like they're Ashkenaz and like they're Jews, but they really not. Fact is, there's Islam, they're Islamic and Muslims. Ain't that something? And you know, that just came across my timeline, and I was like, wait a minute. I was just saying something similar to what he was saying. And you want to know what else too, before I break on out of here? You can't have too many people saying the same thing. No. See, when I say it, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a hater. And all this extra stuff. But when you hear somebody else like that say it, that's when everybody wants to tune in. And you won't even have some people saying, yeah, he's right. Yeah. I've been called it out. Because something just ain't right. It ain't right. It's not right. It's not. Things that make you go, They sitting at the table with the enemy. And let me just say this. This is a game of chess, not checkers. You got individuals shaking hands with them, sitting at the table with them, playing checkers. You don't play checkers on a chessboard. You just don't. And when you're shaking your hand with these devils, you got to understand something, is that you are agreeing to play a game of chess. And not only that, but you got to be 100 and 1,000 times more ahead of the game than they are. Otherwise, they're going to smoke your boots. They're going to smoke your boots in this game of chess. Show is. See, let me just say this. My government is Aisha Jacob. That's my government. That's who I am and what I am. I don't have no other name. I'm not calling myself Jacob. That's who I am. That's my identity. But when you look at a lot of these individuals, they calling themselves names that they can't live up to. They pretending to be something that they are not. And it's like that with a lot of people all the way around the board. But see, with me, what you see with me is what you get. And calling yourself a name or calling yourself something that you're not, or trying to be something that you're not, it's no different than being catfished. It's no different than being catfished. For real. You look at her profile or you look at their profile, and they got all these filters and all this goofy stuff, all this superficial stuff going on, makeup and all that, weave and all that. Let's see who you really are. And I also said this. They're teaching them the Islamic doctrine. Certain words and certain things like tzedakah. In Islam, they call it sadaqah. In Judaism, they call it tzedakah with a TZ. Something ain't right with that. They called it out. That a lot of these people that call themselves Jews is really Muslims. And also what I'm saying, too, before I get on out of here, their idols is turning into their rivals. Yeah, and like I said, this is chess, not checkers. And their idols is jumping ship and turning into their rivals real quick. Jumping ship on them. And I'm just sitting here watching the whole game unfold. I'm just watching everything. What do I know? It's just the unpopular opinion. What they call Gentile. This is the unpopular opinion. My unpopular opinion. See, I see what they don't see because I'm not part of the crowd. When you're part of the crowd, you don't see too well. But when you're not part of the crowd and you don't indulge, you get to see what everybody else don't see. Yeah, and like I said, Bishop smoked Raheem, and then he showed up at the funeral to pay condolences. So what do you think these people are doing? Anywho, I'm about to get on out of here. It's that spiker star, the brightest star of the constellation. Looking into your world, seeing things that you just don't see. The virgins, the Virgos. Hey, listen, the idols is turning into their rivals. You don't put nobody before God. You don't put your rabbi. You don't put no politician. You don't put no doctor. You don't put your family. You don't put your wife. You don't put your husband. You don't put nobody before God. Nobody. And they messed around and worshiping all these idols and all these spiritual leaders and all these different type of things. And now they turning on them, and they turning on them quick. Anywho, I'm out here looking into your world, see things that you just don't see. I'm out.